Hello, I'm Denise.
And I'm Ali.
And we welcome to our podcast, Soul to Soul.
Yes.
Today we are going to focus on getting to know each other a wee bit better. As if that's possible, but I think it probably is. And to let you get to know us a wee bit better too. Oh, I have something under my foot. It's very good for my back. It's not so good for recording.
Cool. So, it's...
question time.
Yeah. We do know each other pretty well.
We do.
This is mainly for you to get to know us. Just to be clear. But it's rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
I think you should...
answer first?
No, I was going to say ask the questions first.
Cool.
Because you wrote them.
I did. Okay. I've always wanted to be an interviewer.
Cool.
So,
I'm ready.
Hello, Alibeth.
Hi.
Why are you doing this podcast?
To carve out some lovely time to speak with you and and to explore things that are important to us, authentic voice use, what's important to us on the day-to-day basis in the world.
Mm-hmm. I hear you practicing what you preach.
Good. Phew. And also to introduce what we're doing business-wise, music-wise, and everything-wise.
Cool. What do you want people to get out of this?
I'd like people to know us a little more, possibly. Maybe find a place where they want to be in a clan community vibe. Learn a bit more about anything that I can learn about, and share some things that I think are so important that it feels wrong to keep it to myself.
Oh, I like that. Thank you for sharing. The person behind the performance is a big thing for us. It's in the PhD. We wrote the manual. What in your person behind the performance is the definitive? What's the most important thing that brings into your teaching, into your work with people?
A constant self-reflection and external reflection if I need it, in what's happening for me and how that impacts how I can be present and capable and potent when I'm working, or literally just being with other people.
Nice. What makes you laugh?
You. Really a lot. My dog on a daily basis, because he's just cute and funny and does daft things. Hate to sound so generic, but TikTok. love a kitten or a puppy video on TikTok.
Especially if they're singing, right?
Oh, very much.
Stitched. I know the lingo.
Yeah.
What makes you angry?
Injustice, inequality, hatred for the sake of it, people going without. So many things. I don't like to come across as being a super angry person, but there's a lot of things in the world just now that push my button. And but mainly just anything that says one person is more important than another person, that makes me angry.
What makes you swoon? Is it even a word in the 2024?
Oh no, it's very cute though. I don't think that you told me that was a question before we did this. what makes me swoon?
Do you want to word it differently?
I don't know, like, you make me swoon, but I don't know if that's important for the people to know.
What opens your heart?
There we go. What opens my heart? Singing, hearing, like, amazing soul sharing singing. Watching people share something that's really important to them. My cat lying in a box rather than any comfortable bed that I might supply her, and just leaning her little head on the side.
That's a true story. Which is you want?
Loads of things. I would say I'm really lucky because what I do in my work switches me on, working with people who have made this amazing decision to work on something that's important for them and trust someone else to be in on that process with them. I love learning. I think I've said that like 3 times already. And I really love teaching people. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky that that is my job. And singing. Like, I love singing. I love singing on my own. I love singing with you. I love singing in a choir. And I love standing in front of a choir with the sound, like, singing at me.
Your own personal sound bath.
Yes.
What switches you off?
Ooh. Repetitive but true bigotry, racism, hatred, stupidity. I don't know how to say that better, but those things are stupid to me. So people having a very strong opinion about someone or something through false narratives and just for the sake of being hateful and hurtful. Also people being horrible to their dogs.
You are a dog person. Give a glimpse of your story.
Which one?
Chapter. Give a glimpse of your story, something that you're like, wow, that happened.
I left uni having done a whole degree on classical music and decided that I didn't really want to do classical music, and worked very hard in developing my ability to sing loads of other types of music, and quit my job and found loads of like wee jobs here and there and everywhere and gigging and various other things, and was totally knackered beyond belief. I can't believe how much I used to work. And one day I was just in a really sort of super feeling my oats sort of vibe, going to do a gig, and I got offered a job that totally changed my whole trajectory of having regular coaching work and going to America to sing and coach, and that completely shifted me. And what the shift really was I went into that day just like really aligned and in myself and feeling confident and And that was such a turning point in my life, that I try as much as possible, even if a day starts off kind of crappy, to go, if I can take all that aligned, in touch with myself energy out into the world, some really good things could happen in that day.
Yeah.
So that for me was a big, like, not only did it completely change, like, practically my life, it impacted my ability to go, okay, a day can start off a bit meh, but if I can get back into myself, amazing things can happen.
And they did, and they do.
And they do.
Amazing. What's it like being Scottish?
Lovely. I love
Very
being
nice.
Scottish. I'm very proud to be Scottish, and I also, at this current point in time, I'm fighting hard to keep our Scotland being a place to be proud of. Mm-hmm. It's a challenge in certain aspects, but I feel very proud to be Scottish. That's how I identify myself as my nationality. And I also like tartan, so that's nice.
That's a bonus,
handy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right handy, that one. Mm-hmm. What's it like being married to me?
Oh, it's joyful. It's a beautiful thing. It's a powerful thing to be who I am authentically with another person who brings that energy as well. And I feel more empowered in the world to be openly who I am. Mm. It's fun. Every day is different. And feels like a big old adventure all the time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
It is a big old adventure. Yeah. What's it like living in the cusp of Aquarius? Something that won't happen for another 300, and you'd have to be 300 or something to experience this time in history again.
I'm open to it. It's been a wild time. This last year energetically has been a lot in places. Lots of retrogrades and feeling a little like in the treacle of it all.
Oh, I love that. In the treacle of it all.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
Very much in the treacle of it all.
But I'm ready. We live surrounded by fields of wheat. So it comes with a visual for me of like hair, and not hair as in Hair the Musical. And also I think there's a lot going on in the world energetically, struggles and around power, that I think there's a potential in Aquarius that there's a re-evaluating of the importance of power, and I'm totally here for that.
Who are your favourite stars?
You.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jinx Monsoon,
Yes.
Billie Eilish. I'm really slow to the party, I think, but I'm loving Chapel Roan just now, and finding her to be quite a little joyful light. Who else? I love Stephen Fry. He literally could be the narrator of anything, and it just makes my system calm to listen to him.
I remember the podcast listening on our travels.
Oh yeah.
Lots of Greek gods listening from Stephen Fry.
I know, it's true. Hours and hours of
Hours of it.
RuPaul. I mean, I love a lot of people. These are my inspirers. Probably.
Cool.
I'll think of more people once we've finished. I'll be like, damn, let's see them.
Leave me something to say. We watch the same stuff.
We do. We like the same people. Sorry.
What makes you mad?
I feel in the country now, so people overtaking on blind corners.
Oh my gosh.
Really makes me mad.
Scary.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, this is your interview. I'm listening.
No, it's fine. I don't even want to say this thing, but I'm really passionate. When people go to the beach and sit and unpack all their stuff at the entrance to the beach, it makes it really hard to get past when you have a dog like I have who's really interested in everything, and people who leave their wet pants out at the beach to dry at the entrance to the beach.
I feel you've had that experience.
Several times, actually. I mean, first world problems, I know, but these are things that make me mad on a daily
basis.
Yeah.
That's your questions. You can answer them if you like. What makes you sad?
Oh, people being cruel to like other people or animals. I don't like that. The fact that some people will be cold this winter, that makes me really sad. Yeah.
What do you want this to do?
This being this podcast?
Yeah.
I would like it to educate, bring perspectives to people that they maybe didn't have, create connection, potentially communication towards community, and have some interesting conversations with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good answer.
Thanks.
What? Cool. Thank you, Ali.
Thank you. Now it's your turn.
Now it is my turn.
Glasses off. Perfect.
And we'll see if I have just to answer them exactly the same as you did.
We'll see if I say the same questions from your one words that are written down here. Why?
Why am I doing this?
Why are we doing this?
I think it's time to voice what we think and to model that. Adult to adult, not yelly. And I don't want people to feel alone with how they're feeling out there, because it can't just be me, it can't just be you. I would think there's other people out there who kind of feel about the same as us, or who may feel more isolated than us and not have, we have each other, so that people don't feel alone, and that in speaking with when doing this, I deepen my own inner practice as well. You teach me, so thank you. You teach me all the time, so thank you. Yeah.
What do you want to get out of this podcast?
But the same as the question before, I think probably a deepening of my communication. It's a challenge to be speaking as honestly. Not that I'm a dishonest person, but there's been professional boundaries or guidelines or whatever, and so now to actually gloves off, band-aid off, to bring more of myself to the world, and in that find more of myself.
I can't remember what the question was you said about person behind the performance.
Well, the person behind the performance, I was doing a lot of teaching, I was singing, everything was about the actual performance. So what I think the question was, what is the main takeaway from the person behind the performance? And actually the richness of souls, of sensitive souls that bring a part to the stage, a part to the performance. And actually, if you can widen that and grow the rest of the person too alongside with the voice, then you don't just have a voice that has a soul, you have somebody who can also, look after themselves, take care, value themselves, put in their boundaries, all of that kind of stuff. When you start to write your own words and speak your own words, you need a huge capacity of person behind the performance in order to stay balanced and upright and actually to unblock the blocks and be the creative person and the creative soul that you are. I think it's a good thing. It would be good for leaders to have the same, so that they're not speaking the mouthpieces of the whatever they've been told to say that day and actually connected in, and that's not everybody. But it's a foible that could be out there if we don't really connect with the person behind the performance.
What makes you laugh?
You do.
Thanks. Obviously.
Oh gosh. Meryl Streep's Scottish accent and Murder in the Building. Only builders in the building. What? Oh, haven't said that before, that's why. It's really funny and deliberately funny, and I love it. But I have also seen some programmes more recently with Scottish accents that don't make me laugh so much because I'm just, what is that? What is that? Anyway, that's a very good...
We won't name and shame.
We won't name and shame. That makes me laugh a lot. What else makes me laugh a lot? When I get something in my head, that a little phrase that I like, language makes me giggle and enriches me in many ways. Scottish language, playing with language. I like to play, so that also makes me giggle, for sure.
What makes you angry?
Big pause considering I wrote the question. Like you, inequality and hating for no apparent reason other than, well, I'm better than. As soon as that comes in, I'm switched off, which brings you to probably one of the other questions. Misinformation makes me angry because once it's out, it can't be un-out. And it's said and it's gone, and you can put your little column saying this wasn't true, but it's gone. And people who don't take responsibility in that way for what they're saying, and just kind of playing us all, toying with us all, with saying with misinformation. It has a real effect and impact on society and on our autonomic nervous systems that I'm furious about.
Agreed. What opens your heart?
To be honest, I have to say it. There was one video we made in the very early days. You know the one? And I looked back at it and I thought, oh. And I came home to myself in that moment where you were talking about me and I was talking about you. We didn't know that's what was going to happen, and I realised I was very deeply in love with you. What was the question?
What opens your heart?
You open my heart, and then I get dumbfounded by it. Singing, some kinds of singing opens my heart. Not all singing is the same. However, if I can get in my aligned voice and self, it literally opens me in an aligned way. Then that feels actually like a physical opening. People who like me for who I am, without having to do anything else. We did a piece of art once, remember? and the question was, what's the key to happiness? And my key to happiness was being me with people who like it. It tickles me that people would like me just as I am. I mean, it just tickles me without having to do or be anything else. It really touches my heart. People who come in and are nice to me for no apparent reason. I haven't done anything for them. They just like me. I find that bizarre and really opens my heart. And of course our little animals open my heart. And then I see a squirrel, and then I see a deer, and nature, I am the tree hugger, opens my heart for sure.
What switches you on?
You again. And patterns.
Yep.
I love a pattern. I'm a researcher. So when I see something, and then I wait for something, and then something, oh look, it keeps coming round. There's two kinds of that. One is gathering the threads so that we can weave something. There's a song about that somewhere coming up. There's another song coming. There's another song which is looping, which is just like, actually I see the pattern and I'm going to go round that again and I'm going to get the same shit outcome again. How do I get out of that and into something else? So patterns really make me very happy and switch me on. Music can change my state in a millisecond. That's a superpower. That's a superpower. Bing, hello, I'm a different person now. I've shifted. I find that absolutely exhilarating. And to be able to do that and sing that for other people, that tickles me too.
What switches you off?
Mediocrity and laziness, but not from an autonomic nervous system, depressed flop laziness. I can't move. I know what that feels like. You're okay by me. That'll do. That's a sort of good enough. That'll pass kind of attitude that I've already switched off. Right now. Just literally doing the least possible to get away with it attitude. Or literally just lying onto my fucking screen, and we can see it's a lie, and we know it's a lie, and I find that immobilizing. Look at me doing it. Because I know some people will fall for it, or some people will just believe that it's true.
Give us a glimpse of your story.
Well, a glimpse of my story would be one of many chapters, I may hasten to add, as well we know. I love to sing. It's taught me so much. It's brought people into my universe that I would never have met any other way. And I'm so grateful for that. I hid parts of myself because it was the best way to do in these days, when nobody was gay. And I love producing things. I produced shows. I loved the theatre. I loved being around a different kind of styling. I always just did my own thing and just did it. The flourishing of my story is that I can be in an environment, in a world that accepts me, tolerates me, accepts me, whatever it is for them. That has brought us together. And to live in an authentic life, and it's like a superpower. I feel supercharged, and I'm still singing, and I'm still creating, and it brings me huge solace in a world where, physically things have changed in my body and stuff. But it brings me huge solace. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
What's it like being Scottish?
Oh, fuck's sake. It's glorious and stupid. It's exhausting and fantastic. And it's changed over the years. It was a shameful thing many times. Your accent, can you speak clearer, please? And I still see that in places to this day in Parliament. And then therefore there was a sort of I'm not that. So it was resilience building. We've spoken about resilience. It was confusing to speak one language with some people and speak another language with others. And I'm not talking about Gaelic. I'm just speaking about how fast I speak, the words that I can. My family of origin spoke a different language, different dialects or languages than my school, than when I went to London. That I couldn't get my money exchanged in London for a while because that's not, and you still to this day, you can decide if you're going to accept any Scottish money. It was overwhelmingly stay in your place. And then it twisted. It twisted into we're fucking fantastic and we can fucking do this thing. And it was like being at a football game in up to 2014, and it was the only thing I could talk about, and we're going to come back to that, I know, I'm sure, another day. And it was exhilarating and it was frustrating and we lost. In the last 10 years, it's been adult strengthening and shaped who I am. I don't think, one of the reasons I wrote the album is I want there to be a record of what it feels like being a Scottish person at this particular period in time. We can go back and we can sing about the Jacobites and we can sing, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. But right now, in the time that we're living in, we need to document it, in my humble opinion, which is not ever very humble, by the way, because you're being legends out there. And we are being confused and we're exhausted and we're really up against it. But would I be anything else other than Scottish? Well, I would imagine we're here. And I believe that is for a reason. Exactly. It's in our DNA.
What's it like being married to me?
Oh gosh, it's an exploration of what love really is and how to be an actual adult. Yay. Love's not what people think it might be sometimes. It's glorious. It's beyond older parts of me's dreams of what could be possible for me. And you have lots of superpowers in areas that I don't, meticulous about, and tiny details that stretches and teaches me things all the time. But you show me love. You show me how to be love in the world, and I will be forever grateful.
What's it like living on the cusp of Aquarius?
Exactly. Well, this last year it's felt like a spinning so fast. People are just falling over. It can't just be me. It just kept falling over, remember. It can't just be because my gallbladder fell out and then I needed to rebalance my entire system because it was a bit missing. But literally it feels like we're spinning so fast, and I hear people say a lot, it's really crazy, everything's really crazy, and it's just like, yes, it is. And the values that we had aren't going to be the values that we have going forward. So it's a huge chance, an opportunity and a gift to defrag and to get with the programme of people power, collaboration, truth, honesty, people power. And we won't be back here, as I said, in Ewan, unless we're going to live till about 300. So it's a beautiful, we'll look back and go, gosh, we did that about so many different things. And it's harsh world. There's so many things. It's like the veil has been lifted. It's not that we didn't know things before, but we can't just ignore them now, is how I feel. It's like we literally need to reach out to each other and there's so many more of us than there is of the powers that be that want to keep things as they are. What a time to be alive. And also, what a fucking time to be alive. Wow. Does that answer?
Very good.
Thank you.
So here's going to be your challenging question of the day. Who's your favourite stars?
Alibel.
Oh, thanks.
Some of my favourite stars aren't stars in the public eye. They're stars to me in my life.
That's nice.
Thank you. I've had the same supervisor for 20 years. She's a star in my eyes. Not because she's starry-eyed. I don't mean that. I just mean we've grown, we've learned, we've transformed, we've changed, we've chewed the gristle together for many a century. I have people I've met online that are total stars, who are also in my most inner team, who I've never even met, and I feel very connected to them. Isn't that a strange world? My granddad is a star to me because he recorded all the recordings early days that now I've put into the album, and I only knew him for 6 months, and yet I feel so connected to him because he recorded it. So did my dad. He did some recording into it, and I feel the vibration and energy of these people, and to me they are as much with me as anybody else. It's quite a happening. So there's lots of stars around me in my community that will come on to at a later stage too. Some people have been stars and are kind of like, then they go out of my orbit. There's some, I've learned what I've learned, and then we've gone our different ways at different junction points, which is always disappointing, and it's like a grief process when that happens. And the actual question is starry stars. It is also relevant. I like people who make me laugh, but with a purpose behind what they're doing. Not but with, and with a purpose behind what they're doing. So for me, and I have to say the same because we keep going to see them, Jinx Monsoon, RuPaul has a lot of reasonable stuff to say. It doesn't mean I agree with everything on every side. It just means that there is a nuggets that really can motivate and inspire me, and I suppose that's what we're talking about here. I'd like to give you some singers. When we went to the James Blake gig at Glasgow, oh my God, I was just like, whoa, that was a happening. I don't know James Blake he doesn't know me, but and Jinx Monsoon doesn't know me either. Despite we'll bring that story in at some point. There's so many people that have influenced over the years. Ian Gillan's voice took my breath away because I was singing classically at the time and I didn't know how he could make these noises. Makes my nose itchy. She's like, how did he do that? How did he do that?
It's okay if that's enough answers for today.
I know there's other singers who have influenced me.
Paolo Nutini.
Always good, to give them their due. Paolo Nutini, and the non-flying rabbits. Scott Hutchison was a star to me. Is still a star.
Okay, it says it's a quick fire round. What makes you mad?
If too many things come in at once that are stupid or overwhelming, then that makes me feel overwhelmed. A lot of detail can also make me totally overwhelmed. That's why you're so lovely to me. Grief. I don't mean it. It's not anger. It takes us to, and transformation. It takes us to our edges, of me to my edges of what I can manage. Not being well in my body can also really, really push me to feel. Come on, I have to really cheer me on. More than that another day.
Makes you sad.
Grief, loss, something I didn't want to have to lose and lose it. Having to walk away from situations that aren't great for me. So it's all on me. So I've done it. I'm the one that's created the loss. I find particularly painful. And a world where we're happy to chop down trees to put up windmills when we need oxygen. Anything that hurts animals or humans and is cruel, war, inequality, lack of equity, a lack of resources for people. I just find it unacceptable.
What do you want this to do?
I want this to send out a frequency that is where we're at, and find other people resonating on that frequency or that would like to be on that frequency, and let people have a giggle, have a laugh, feel like they get to know us in the way that I've learnt to know other people online that I've never met, and also to connect with people we have met that we're not seeing so much now. And put out a vibration into the world that is love as I see it, full of music and adult thinking, and find some other adults to talk to and to talk with, and create something. It's really interesting because I don't think either of us really know where this is going, but we know that it's something we're compelled to do next. So I'm open to what's coming. I'm not going to be too, and I want this, and I want that, and I want the next thing. I have a laugh, see you, and as I said before, deepen my own experience of the world that we're living in. Makes me think, makes me feel more, and most importantly for people not to feel they're alone in their process, because not everybody knows that, and that's dangerous. So let's make some happy vibes. And let's create something, and let's lose our voices and have a laugh.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well, I hope by the end of this episode you feel you know a little bit more about each of us, together and separately. And we really look forward to talking with you again soon.
Yes. I'm Denise.
I'm Ali.
And we'll see you next time.